Good afternoon to all. Am I audible? Can anybody respond? Am I audible? But then they.
No, volume बढ़ा के रखा नहीं. Full volume में है.
Yeah.
Computer में.
I would request the participants to please respond if I am audible. लगता है कि गया नहीं है sound.
Yeah, check the again. They're saying audible. Yes. Yeah, please.
Okay, okay. So let us proceed with the virtual workshop. Okay, so good afternoon to all the participants from all the states and UTs. Just at the outset, I would like to inform that we are here hosting this workshop from Jhansi at Central Agroforestry Research Institute, ICAR Institute, which is dedicated for agroforestry research work here at Jhansi. And with me is Director CAFRI, Dr. Arunachalam, who is looking after these institutes. And today is coincidentally the foundation day of CAFRI. We just had the program in the forenoon, and just to inform you that here in CAFRI, the center has done the exemplary work in the field of agroforestry, in the research center as well as in the field also. In our new restructured agroforestry, this center is going to serve as the source of knowledge and experience, through which we will be getting lots of technical help to help us achieve the vision or the objectives which the scheme envisage. Now, the program will be like this. I will start with a small presentation on the scheme of agroforestry as well as RAD, rainfed area development. I will try to be brief because it is a presentation for two schemes. After which Dr. Arunachalam will be coming out with the technical detail, how to go about productions of quality planting material, the registration, okay. I hope everybody is able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll continue. Yeah. So Dr. Arunachalam will be discussing in detail how do we go about producing quality planting materials. Because the scheme is slightly different from the previous submission on agroforestry. I said that we have come one step ahead because now we are talking about quality planting material. So that is a technical also. We have to worry about the source of the seed, the source of germplasm, etc. How do we go about registration or accreditations of nurseries? Then how do we go about certifying the seedlings? Because here the trust is on certification of the seedlings. We cannot simply say we have produced quality planting materials. It has to be certified. So how do we go about that? The technical detail, the procedural detail, Dr. Arunachalam will give in his presentation, after which we will have discussion. We will hold a discussion session in which whatever is something that is not clear or any clarification that is necessary, we will discuss in that session. Now I will start with a presentation of the scheme of agroforestry and RAD. I hope that is clear to all the participants. Now, as we all know,
Presentation share करो.
share karo call ke. As we all know that all the states UTs have submitted their annual action plan. We have already have the round of presentation there in the ministry. We have sent our comments, and many states have, based on that, you have conducted your SLSC meeting, and you have sent a copy of the approval letter also. So now the ministry is in the process of examining this SLSC proposal, and we will soon be, in this month itself, we will start releasing the grant. That will be in totality for RKVY, because all these schemes have become RAD, agroforestry have become a part of a component of RKVY. So we will start with the implementation in a very short while. So we need to be clear with what we are going to do. That is the reason why we had come up with this workshop. We will be having more interaction. If there is anything that is left to be understood, we will be having interaction in the future also, or anything in particular. You are always free, the state government are always free to contact us and seek clarification. Okay, I can. Okay. Now, as we all know, agroforestry is a part of NAMSA, that is National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture. Agroforestry, this is just to give you a small introductions on agroforestry. We know that National Agroforestry Policy was it came into being in 2014, owing the importance of agroforestry component in agriculture sector. And according to the business allocation rules, agroforestry has been allocated to the Department of Agriculture, being it is intervention in the farmland. The objective that we know Hermet prepared to encourage planting of trees in the farmland, which has two major benefits. One is it gives additional income to the farmers, and second thing is that it adds to stabilizing the farmland ecosystem. We have had development in the past few years during the first phase of submission on agroforestry scheme, such as having that kind of value addition setup. We have already had MOU with the Central Silk Board also. We have separate FPOs. I think that is in the states of Karnataka, Gujarat, and Tamil Nadu. I think few from Maharashtra also. We are talking about having that kind of price support, etc. In the future. Those are the things which is being coming up in agroforestry sector. Next, please. If we look at agroforestry situation in India, why agroforestry? Here you see that 28.43 million hectare has been already covered under agroforestry, but still there are a lot more to do. C4 ICAR reported that about 70% of the farmland in the country are deficit of trees, which is required to stabilize the farmland ecosystem. A lot more to do. We have, since the agroforestry scheme is focusing upon quality planting material, we have a rough calculations of what is the yearly requirement of seedlings for agroforestry. It comes to be about 100 crore seedlings. So we will not be able to definitely meet that much of it. But then with the quality planting material, you can see that as per the national agroforestry policy, only 10% of the seedlings under agroforestry sector are quality planting material. Lot of things to be done. 70% are private owned. It is not owned by the government side also. And like I said, it is a very, very important tool to fight the impact of climate change in agriculture sector. We have commendable achievement during the past scheme, that is that there are 23 states and UTs now who have liberalized the cutting as well as the transit regime of agroforestry produce, which is a big achievement, and we expect that the other states also follow suit. The contributions of agroforestry in the national economy and in various national programs such as Namame Gange, such as the mission on this promoting medicinal plants. These are something which is undeniable. So we have a very important task ahead of us. Next, please. Okay, I'll have to. क्या हुआ? Okay. Now, if we look at the mission, I have highlighted this quality planting material because in this particular scheme, we are going to focus upon producing quality planting material. And also very important is on the research and development side, which CAFRI is going to support us. And also we are going to have a genuine database and information and knowledge support. And CAFRI has been designated as the center for repository of all agroforestry related informations, which has been envisaged in our national agroforestry policy also. We have issued, the ministry has issued letter to that effect. This is something we will have to work together in the future. This is in short, in just 1 minute, you can just have a look at these. I would not like to, go in detail. This is what Niti Aayog evaluation had said about the scheme agroforestry. Agroforestry is something that is contributing very importantly on the agriculture sector, in terms of climate resilience, in terms of these feeding the timber industries of this country, providing alternative income to the farmers, and also there are range of industries which is being fed by the products of produce of agroforestry. Next. This is the proposed outlay of agroforestry starting from this year. You can look at the outlay of 23-24 because 21-22 to 25-26, because the EFC was initiated on 21-22, but then those years had passed by. So we will be starting off with the provisions of 23-24 till 25-26. Next. Yeah. Here is the implementation strategy in short. So the focus is on quality planting material, producing quality planting material. How do we do about this? First is that the state has to appoint a nodal agency, a nodal department to anchor, to implement the scheme. So what we had discussed in those annual action plan meeting is that we requested the state to reflect in your annual action plan who is the nodal department. You will have to identify the nodal department who will be implementing this. It can be the forest department, it can be the horticulture department, it can be the agriculture department, whatever the state government decide, but a nodal department has to be identified, and a nodal officer who will be basically the contact point for the implementation of agroforestry has to be identified, reflected in your annual action plan, and communicate to the ministry. Now, who will be raising these nurseries? quality planting material means, if you look at the schematic provisions, we have small nursery, big nurseries, high-tech nurseries, tissue culture, etc., etc. Who will be raising these, setting up these nurseries and raising the seedlings? So it can be any institutions, government institutions, entrepreneurs, startups, private sector, state department, state agriculture universities, KVKs, FPOs, self-help groups, anybody at all. But here the state will have to use your discretionary power to ensure that whoever institution at the grassroots level or at the state level you are going to involve in setting up nurseries and raising the seedlings, they have to be capable. They have to be capable of setting up the nurseries, maintaining them, and producing the seedlings. That is one thing that has to be assured of. Then we talk about registrations of nurseries and accreditations of nurseries, and then certifications of the seedlings that is produced, the detail of which will be covered by Director CAFRI. Here, I would like to inform you that I just showed you briefly in the national, in the provisions of national agroforestry policy, 10%, about 10% is quality planting material. Now, on the government side also, about 70% nurseries are private. In the government side also, we still don't have these system of registration, accreditations, or certification of seedlings of agroforestry species. So the scheme, the broader vision of this scheme is, of course, we will be going for accreditations and certifications of our seedlings under the scheme, but we would like to move beyond that. We would like to move beyond and ensure slowly, gradually, that we will go for registration and accreditations of private nurseries. We will go for certifications of private nurseries slowly, so that in some years time in the future, we achieve 100% accreditations and 100% certifications of the nurseries and the seedlings of agroforestry. Why this is important? It is because it is not, we are not propagating, the green cover or this thing. Those are very much within the objectives. But then here, agroforestry means we are selecting those species which are economically important for the farmers. So that is why quality of the seedlings and certifying that is, of paramount importance. Because we know the difference of the result as far as the yield and the benefits is concerned of a quality planting material and a normal planting material. So certification, that is very important, and we will have to see that we move beyond the scheme provision. R&D, like I said, it is very much an integral part of the scheme provision. We are also planning to have a employing modern technology like using satellite imageries. We will be taking up with ICAR on that also. MNCFC, which is working on the geospatial technology to have this kind of geographical survey and all that. We will be using this technology in the future to exactly determine the result also. And one very important aspect is that any land-based intervention under this scheme will be geotagged. Nurseries that are raised and plantation that are being raised under the scheme, they shall be geotagged, and there will be an MIS system in which the information has to be, data has to be fed, so that we have that kind of robust monitoring system. And definitely convergence is also one of the most important aspect as far as this scheme is concerned, because we are going to make provision only for the quality planting material. We will be providing free of cost to the farmers, but we will not be providing any incentives for the plantation and the maintenance. So that has to be converged with Manrega. The new scheme guidelines which we have circulated give a detail, a separate para on how you will go about the convergence with Manarega. Manarega has reserved 60% of its provisions for for use for agriculture and allied activities, and we are not able to tap this resource sufficiently. So we have to ensure that kind of close convergence, and the use of technology involving agri startups. For example, I will come to that briefly later. In the implementation of this scheme, that is very important, and then involving self-help group under NRLM specifically, they should be involved actively in raising the nurseries also, as well as in the plantation work, monitoring of plantation works also at the grassroots level. Like I just discussed, these are the IT applications which we see, which are already in place. CAFRI here, they have already a bilingual mobile apps called Farm Tree, which give you a detailed informations on agroforestry. Very, very valuable informations to the farmers on agroforestry. We have agroforestry assistant that is being developed by eCraft. We have Green Gujarat that is developed by the Forest Department of Gujarat, which gives you a detail about nurseries and seedlings availability in the whole of state, nursery wise, species wise. Very, very useful information. Anybody can just give a tap, look at it, and find which kind of seedlings are available in which centers. eCraft, along with the Agriculture Department of Odisha, they also have developed the apps to support the farmers on agroforestry. In the likes of these, there may be many places, states in which this kind of initiatives have been undertaken. But these are really useful initiatives that go a long way in achieving what we would like to achieve. I am just highlighting that Sankalp Taru, that is an agri startup. We have come across this particular startup where they've done a splendid work. They have started this online tree planting. So it is just like, ordering, purchasing, having that kind of online marketing through Amazon. So you go to the apps, you make the payment, you order, I want 100 trees to be planted in my trees. They come within a day or two, they planted it, they geotagged it, and they make that kind of provision for the upkeep of that, the maintenance and the protection also through their volunteers. And they are non-profit organizations. We have this kind of n number of Forest by Heartfulness. They have done a splendid work in the areas of MP and Maharashtra areas. We have so many these kind of very, very good innovations that are coming up, and they are helping us in raising the seedlings in the plantation, mobilize the youth of this country, and bringing wonderful result. So we would like the states to explore these kind of innovations for your respective schemes. Going quickly, this is the schematic provision. I think nothing much to discuss. This is what we have circulated to the states also. Just one small attention I would like to draw, that is on the serial number 7, local initiatives. 2% of the approved annual action plan, you can use it. The advice is that you can definitely utilize these to ensure proper monitoring, motivations of the plantations. You can involve the local self-help groups and grassroots level institutions for that. Now that is all about agroforestry scheme. We are going to have any doubt, we are going to have a discussion at the end of this session. So we will reserve your questions for that session. Now I will go quickly with rain-fed area development. Rain-fed area development, we have designed or revised the operational guidelines recently and sent it to the states also. But since we had done these, after most of the state had prepared their annual action plan preparation, at that time we have not come up with the revised scheme. So most of the annual action plan are coming as per the old scheme. So we give the states the freedom to either apply the old scheme or the new scheme as far as the implementation is concerned. It's not much of an issue, but few things which we would like to discuss, for which we had issued a point-wise instruction that I will like to discuss with you briefly. These are the general thing. We are promoting integrated farming system. In these revised guidelines, we have this integrated farming system. Crops, you can take this. Millets, of course, because millets are climate resilient, very good intercropping, and also International Year of Millet, so we are promoting it. You can definitely, give a thought on that. Then trees, horticulture, agroforestry, and then livestock. These combination, along with the value addition like silage making, vermicompost, beekeeping, fisheries, that you can take, and the overall allocation is 30,000 per family. That includes the central and the states here, 30,000 per family. You may say that why this has been reduced, or you may not probably apply the new guidelines because the provision has become lesser, because in the previous one it is higher. The simple logic is that we would like to make this RAD a platform of convergence, because even if you go by the previous scheme, that was not good enough, considering the work that is required in integrated farming system. So why not have a token provision and let the farmer try to utilize this grant, and also try to leverage that kind of conversions, the schemes within the ministry itself, and also the scheme from outside the ministry, also at the state level, the state level scheme, the government of India level schemes. So these platform is going to give you a very detailed kind of guidance on how to achieve this, and that is how the scheme has been designed. Now, on the implementation strategy, I will just take 2-3 minutes in this regard, but very important. I would like to, I request you to note each point of discussion. The written, instruction we have already circulated. The first thing is that this is irrespective of the all or the new. The all or the new guidelines is basically with respect to the rate. But with respect to the implementation strategy, this will be applicable for all, whether it is as per the new guidelines or whether it is as per the old guidelines. Please make a note of that. I will repeat that you will have to follow the implementation strategy which we had issued recently, which we are going to discuss now, irrespective of whether you are going to follow the new guidelines or the old guidelines. The new or the old guidelines is mostly related to the rates and little bit of that interventions. But on the strategy, you will have to follow this strategy of implementation. The first thing is you will have to implement these on cluster basis only on cluster basis. And the size of the cluster will be at least 20 hectare per cluster. And the beneficiaries should have mandatorily soil health card. Now we should also try to take this cluster in those areas which are covered under NREGA, maybe in the watershed development project, or in maybe in other schemes of the Department of Agriculture, like the nutrition national missions on this thing, food security, or mission on horticulture development, etc., so that the resources are pulled together. So try to select those areas in which you have one scheme or the other that is being implemented in that, so that the resource can come together and we can have that kind of tangible benefits. Now we are doing this because now we are going to have this cluster at the vicinity of the NICRA village. NICRA is National Innovations in Climate Resilient Agriculture. This is a program which is being implemented by CRIDA of ICAR branch. Now we are doing this because RAD, rainfed area, are most vulnerable to climate change. And we have a very, very important program that is going from in the ICR side by way of this NICRA. They have developed climate resilient technology, varieties, etc., and doing commendable work in the field. So, but we are not having enough इसकी जो extension program है या इसको जो है promote करने के लिए जो schematic support जो जरूरत होते हैं, that we are not having it. So we are going to integrate this with our RAD schemes by way of this cluster. The cluster should be in the vicinity of NICRA village, and whatever technology and varieties that is being developed successfully in the NICRA villages, that should be disseminated, that should be promoted in the RAD cluster. Now, for that, we would like the state government to transfer this grant of RAD, the central share, along with the matching state share, to the anchoring Agriculture Technology Application Research Institute by way of this ATARI, because they are anchoring the NICRA project. So the ATARI center at the vicinity of your cluster, that has to be identified, and you will have to have an MOU, which has already been discussed in our Kharif conference also. We will be now designing the MOU between the State Department and the nearest ATARI center who will be anchoring this RAD scheme. We are making this arrangement so that there is no other reason. The only reason is that since ATARI is implementing the NICRA program, so if we let them implement this, because they are technically sound, they have the experience, they have the knowledge. So if we give them this responsibility of implementation, they will do it much more meaningfully, because they have all the technical knowledge and support needed for this implementation. And once this has taken off, and if the state government on their own would like to, promote these initiatives, they are always free to do that, and the central is fully open to support such initiatives. But at the start, we would like ATARI centers to anchor these RAD implementation, the RAD clusters. That is in short. Yeah, that is in short the implementation strategy of RAD. Now, few initiatives new initiatives which the ministry has undertaken as far as implementing the various programs of the ministry. One is that you must have heard of the digital platform by way of AgriStack by the ministry. So from now on, all the land-based intervention, which is for us RAD, agroforestry, any other land-based intervention, has to be geotagged, and the data has to be maintained. And we would like to request the state to please revamp your MIS system. We get to understand that most of the states, you have your own MIS, you have your own portal for the schemes. So there is it has already been decided here in the ministry, and that our policy institutions, Niti Aayog, they have issued a directions that they will be accessing our informations as far as physical progress is concerned. They will be accessing our MIS system, the ministries, the respective MIS system of the respective schemes of every ministries. They'll be accessing directly to the APIs, and that is what is going to be universally accepted, and they are not going to accept any other figures. That will be true for the evaluations of the scheme, evaluations of the progress, the performance of the states, and even in order to decide whether you are eligible for release of grant, etc. Because physical progress is always the prerequisite as far as approvals and subsequent release of the grant are concerned. So please revamp your respective MIS, your respective portals, and please regularly update them with the latest figure, with a monthly figure, because monthly figure is what Niti Aayog talks about, though we are arguing now that it has to be at least 6 monthly. But that is not something we should really be arguing about. If we are implementing the scheme, we should also be regular in uploading the physical progress and revamping it, and regularly updating the data in our MIS system. That is something that is really important. Now, without taking further your time, I would like to request Dr. Arunachalam, Director CAFRI, to make his presentations on quality planting material. Thank you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Franklin Saab, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Farmers Welfare, and his colleagues, and my colleagues are also here. Thank you so much for connecting online on this very important workshop that we are able to have on the eve of the Foundation Day of the Central Agroforestry Research Institute, which has completed 35 years of its existence today. And as we all know, the importance of agroforestry is beyond our discussion point today. So I will quickly go into what we do for this country. We are interested in enriching the perennial crops into the farming systems, and that is being done through mission mode, action-oriented research. And we have competent human resource, trained agroforesters with a multidisciplinary research approach, and a network of scientists working in all different agroclimatic conditions of the country, serving the purpose of livelihood security and also the environmental security. And with that, we quest for becoming a center of excellence in agroforestry, which is a global priority today. And we all work for a common cause of livelihood security, environment security, climate resilience, be it natural farming, be it a income augment sector, be it RD, be it supplementing wood requirements for the industries, be it reducing greenhouse gas emissions or carbon sequestration. Everything falls under the ambit of agroforestry. And so we have a very large thrust and action required to serve and address all the sustainable development goals as much as possible, straight away also augmenting the ecosystem restoration process. So we need a lot of action-oriented research, and this institute has been able to develop agroforestry systems through a research mode. We keep improving the quality of the tree component or the multi-purpose trees that we talk about, which generate eventually the quality planting material. We also augment the whole research paradigm with carbon and climate change issues and mapping the area, modeling the systems, the estimating the carbon sequestration potentials, and also niche modeling, etc. The one of the paramount features that we all envisage as a policy, that is national agroforestry policy, is transferring as much as technologies from the lab to the land, uh, enabling more and more farmers to adopt agroforestry and also take the harness the benefits both financially and also ecologically. And that's how the question of agroforestry extension comes into picture, and there is no defined protocol so far in this country. CAFRI, this institute, has been able to develop a national framework and an institutional arrangement for doing this exercise. And we have been able to serve the states through our collaborative efforts. We have been able to do some high-end research. We have been able to transform the landscape through watershed management approaches. We also have been able to enable a policy inputs, both nationally and internationally. We also provide capacity building modules for all stakeholders, and states can definitely take benefit of that. We provide consultancies for all the states. The Ministry of Environment and Forests had earlier mapped CAFRI as the lead institution in the country for agroforestry. And that's how we have been able to provide all kind of inputs and play a very lead role in enabling a policy in this country. And you all must be knowing in the states that the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has recently notified the Central Agroforestry Research Institute, that is CAFRI, as a nodal institute for QPM, training and capacity building of stakeholders. And it is also has been notified as the nodal institution to audit and accredit plant nurseries and also develop modules for certification of quality planting materials. Eventually, this institution will be the nodal agency also for monitoring and evaluation of the programs. And we have a great responsibility of empaneling the agroforestry personals as nursery auditors. And there will be a lot of standard operating procedures that will be circulated to the states eventually for nominating the trainees for nursery auditors. So we work with the states as a central agency. We quest to become a center of excellence and provide the capacity building, necessary technical support, provide standards and protocols for nursery registration, accreditation, and eventually certification of those seedlings that comes out of those accredited nurseries. And the notification of the ministry also envisaged that this institute will be the national repository for agroforest related information. And so we call on the states. So we call on the states to share the available information for strengthening the information bank that we have in this institute. For your kind information, the states must be happy that to see this map that every state has the rich agroforestry potential. The status of agroforestry in each of the states is mapped here. And across the 15 agroclimatic conditions also we have pulled the information. So both reflect one important thing, that we have today 28.427 million hectares of area under agroforestry in this country. For promotional activities, you can bank upon some of these bankable agroforestry models that are developed by the CAFRI and has been also accepted by the NABARD and notified as bankable agroforestry models. We have recommended agroforestry models for each of the states. So with all sort of combinations, the trees plus crop combinations also has been recommended for each state. And we also have recommended the multi-purpose tree species, which tree species that can be chosen by each of the state. And state-wise species list also has been prepared and circulated to the stakeholders. We provide capacity building to implementing agencies, namely Forest Department, Horticulture Department, Watershed, Soil Conservation, Industries. Beginner course is also being launched by this institute. We also bank upon one of the important aspect of promoting agroforestry through a business incubation, and that is also with us. So we have a landscape approach and of implementing agroforestry programs. For instance, in Bundelkhand region, this institute has been able to transform the lives and livelihoods of the people by planting as much millions of planting materials in the farmers field and transform and make the land water surplus, and in some situations fodder surplus too. And these are some of the qualifying images that substantiates our interventions to be very, very useful and meaningful. As we talk about quality planting materials, the availability of superior germplasm is also a very important issue. There may be 20 different accessions of a species X, but maybe one of the accession is very superior. And that is also very important to be identified and notified, and that is being done by this institute and the All India Coordinated Research Project Network on Agroforestry does this whole exercise. So we have a repository of tree germplasms in the country, and that can be used for tree improvement further. For instance, we have the largest neem germplasm in the country, and we have the best of the best neem germplasm accessions that can give better neem oil. So states which are interested in promoting neem in their respective states that can bank upon these superior germplasm and promote and build on the quality planting material exercise thereafter. So these are some of the status that we wanted to say, and we have done the whole countrywide diagnosis and design as to what type of agroforestry should be promoted in each of the agroecological setting. This exercise got completed long ago, and we have this methodology book also, which the states can adopt for banking on the master trainers. And we have the guidelines for QPM issued already in association with ICAR-CAFRI, and it has been submitted to the ministry also. So we are having best of the best clones which can grow and qualify some of the industrial requirements of today. We have certain models. As the country is banking upon spiritual issues, we also can go for promoting agroforestry through spiritual plantation approach as well. The industrial requirement is precisely has been indicated by our Honorable Joint Secretary just before, that 65% of the small timber requirements are being met from the agroforestry. So we have to promote this industrial agroforestry in at least in 4 other different regions. We have this in South. At least in 4 other regions we can promote this. And as the country is also moving towards voluntary carbon market, enormous private sector programs are already in place. So we need to find some kind of a solution, common platform to begin with, and guidelines for each state. So we connect with the society through this extension framework that we really talked about. And this framework also talks about the quality planting materials, nurseries, and how to take on this, how to train the nursery people, how to transfer these nursery technologies to the farmers. Finally, this is also being promoted through this kind of exercises and pamphlets and documents. Our technologies, we have 70 different technologies with this institute, which the states can obviously use. All these informations are in our portal, and the states can take benefit of. Small kits, user-friendly kits are in place that also the states can commercialize and then promote agroforestry as much as possible like this. All information, as also told by our Honorable Joint Secretary Saab, Farm Tree app is one of the user-friendly app. It is a very interactive app. People can also raise the queries. The responses will fall in place in the digital mobile app itself. As I spoke, we also need to simultaneously promote the agroforestry business incubation center so that we have a complete value chain developed from farm to market, so that the people get benefit, and then the sense of continuing agroforestry and a mission mode continues in the country, and we are able to also reap the harness, the full potential of agroforestry. We have a tradition of nominating people as agroforestry ambassadors, so every state can also join our hands and rather strengthen our hands by nominating few progressive agroforestry farmers who can also be nominated as master trainers. They will eventually become ambassadors locally. Our website also has a payment gateway with the sale counter in place. So whatever we have is already in that portal. Anybody who wants any kind of quality planting material can book and make payments and get the things taken. So our CAFRI YouTube is already in place. I would suggest all the states to identify the nodal officer who should have a complete scoping of all the videos available in our CAFRI YouTube, which are self-explanatory, will help them to build on and promote agroforestry in their respective states. Like we have success stories documented as documentary films. So such films from each state should also be produced, so that this becomes, because seeing is believing, so such stories will take on the message to the farmers field very quickly. And we have a very new approach of talking to the farmers. Instead of calling the farmer to the institute, we go to the farmers, listen to them, stay with the farmers in the field, and take on their requirements eventually. And we go for promoting agroforestry in very many ways. It can be walkathon, it can be hackathons, it can be technology sessions, it can be brainstorming sessions, it can be promotional punchlines like this, which can be used for promoting agroforestry. We can also generate some such motivational poetries, which can also help the farmers to connect to agroforestry. So eventually the agroforestry has sailed a long way, and from ground zero to a nodal agency for agroforestry under RKVY is the great sailing for this institute. We are a very relevant institute who can help you in all endeavors are agroforestry, and you can very much visit this institute anytime in the sessions or during days or month or season, whatever you feel like, and you will be able to promote and appreciate the whole concept of agroforestry. As a notified agency, once again, we are committed to provide all those envisaged deliverables for the states. And CAFRI will act as the hub, and we have our spokes in all the states. They will act as satellite centers, and respective states will be connected to those respective satellite centers, and who will help technically provide all information and assistance as required. Eventually, we all will be proud to promote agroforestry, as we say. And my colleague, Dr. Handa, is here. He will be speaking on the standard guidelines on the quality planting materials. A very small presentation, so it will not take long time. So over to Dr. Handa.
So thank you, respected Joint Secretary Dr. Franklin, our director sir, and our honor guests from the DSC, and all those who have joined online, our state departments, and our ACRIP centers from the different coordinating centers. As it has been told that what our center has been doing, our director sir has very elaborately told about our achievements and how we can help in this mission mode approach. So I will be briefly telling about the guidelines for the quality planting material for the for quality planting material production. So first question is why we need quality planting material. No need to elaborate more on this, that we know that for any success of the agroforestry or any plantation program, the quality planting material is a prerequisite for maintaining the quality of particularly in the tree species. Because in case of crops and other things, if we don't use the quality or the known variety, we can lose only 1 or 2 the seasons. But in case of trees, if we don't use the quality planting material, the loss will be much more, as we will come to know only after 4 to 5 years. And once the farmers adopt, go for the plantation of this inferior quality, they will never come towards the for the plantation of the trees. So quality planting material is very important. And generally, there is no consideration to maintain the quality of seed or the propagules in the nursery business and its management. So there is, because there are no well-defined principles of the standards in our country. That's why low quality planting materials or propagules results with the low survival rate after the plantation, and it does not only cause the wastage of money but also the wastage of the time. So what we mean by quality of seedlings or quality planting material is, from farmers' point of view, those planting material which give good survival, establish quickly and produce the required products at an early stage. From nursery operators, it is a healthy and attractive to the clients and which give value for their money. And from the foresters or scientists or other who are approach this thing, for them it is a quick establishment, uniform, produce the desirable research. So all these can be achieved only through accredited nurseries and seed certification. So time has come when we have to regulate our nurseries for the quality planting material, because in the national agroforestry policy also one of the strategies to achieve the improve the farmers' access to the quality planting material. Therefore, there is a need to identify the best material, go for its clonal orchards and give the seed from them only. So in this case, we can ask the states to identify the specific species, their seed production areas, so that everyone can get seed from them only for the propagation purposes. As our directors are already told that we have developed the quality planting material guidelines in collaboration with ICAR-CAFRI, and it is available on our institute website as well as on the ministry website as well as on the ICAR-CAFRI websites. The detailed procedures are given. The main aim of this whole exercise is to increase the yield and productivity by controlling the standard of our propagules and utilizing the quality propagules. With an objective to increase the production, development, management, and marketing of this quality propagules, to study and regulate and lead the issues related to the quality of propagules and improve the public and private nursery sector. So if we provide them the quality planting material, definitely it will help our nursery sector to grow and increase our productivity in the plantations. Then question comes how to proceed. There is an urgent need to certify each and every nursery, and regulations are to be enforced by each forest department, that all the nurseries in each state, when we identify the nodal agency, every nursery in that state has to be certified and regulated as by this act enforced by each state forest department. Then all nurseries are made to be registered with them. Then we have to adopt some mechanism like in the National Horticulture Board. They recognize the nurseries based on from licensing to the rating, based on the 1-star to 5-star nurseries that which are outstanding, they are given 5-star rating, and which are not poor, they are given 1-star. So either by registration, recognition, or accreditation, nurseries are required to be certified like that, and then only we can need to produce a high quality plants under these regulatory mechanisms by employing the qualified and experienced staff in each nursery. So it is one of the important things that every nursery should have qualified and experienced staff and use the quality seed from the known sources. And then nurseries to provide certificates for purity of guarantee, phytosanitary certificate, and virus-free certification for the quality planting material. There are from these guidelines, just I am highlighting some of the things. Details are given in that booklet. The general standards for producing quality planting material are, for example, in nursery plants, there are some standards for root shoot ratio for each species, what rooting media to be used, biofertilizer, free from disease, what should be the color of the leaf and morphology. So these are some of the characteristics for each species. Then guidelines for lifting the saplings, that at what age it has to be taken from the nursery, what should be the size of the plant under different climatic conditions, how it has to be packed. For transportation also some care has to be taken, that soil ball should not be disturbed, storage, proper storage to be taken, that how specific containerized to be used. Then some good practices for fruit collection, seed extraction and storage, that under what conditions seed of each species has to be stored, so that minimum loss of the viability of the seed is like there. For example, in some of the species like neem and other, the seed viability is very less. So there are certain conditions for storage for each species. Then record for the seed sources. We keep the record of the mother trees from where we are taking the seed. Proper seed storing methods should be there. Seed pre-sowing treatments, and then selecting the methods for the proper vegetative plant also, whether grafting, layering, what methods to be used for each species. Then these are some of the a flow chart for the procedure for accreditation of nurseries. First, they have to apply for the accreditation in a format which will be given to each agency. Then they have to apply for the on the prescribed criteria. Then inspection will be done for the nursery by the expert committee nominated by the accreditation agency. Then they have to prepare the deficiency if any is there. Then if remedial is required, then it will be inform them. Then certificate for accreditation will be issued for a certain period, maybe for 2 years or 5 years, that can be decided. Then again, it will be performance will be monitored in between, and then renewal of the accreditation will be there. So this will be the standard procedure for the accreditation of nurseries. Then for certification of quality planting material also, a selection of the mother plant should be there with their passport data should be has to be taken. Then confirmation of the species, maybe clonal or maybe some having advanced techniques, they can go for the DNA barcoding also. Certification of the mother plant that it is virus free. Maintenance of the seed and clonal orchards. What method they are using, sexual or clonal multiplication. Assessment of planting material for quality, and then they can issue the certificate of that particular batch. Like this application of this, how a nursery can apply their name of the applicant, nursery, where it is located, whether it is government nursery, private, or some trust or society, how many staff is there, when it has been established, what facilities are available in how much area, whether they are having irrigation facilities are there, greenhouses are there, mist chamber are there. So all these facilities are to be listed. Then list of mother plants available with that nursery. Then certain fees prescribed by the each agency that has to be paid, and then in this way nurseries can apply. Then this is the for the label of the quality planting material, which species, common name, what batch number of this planting material, all those details, age of the planting material. So this nursery will give with the each planting material they can, so that it is certified that this planting material has come from this nursery and these are its characteristics. Then examples, some of the examples for that standard seedling produced, like for example, we are given acacia nilotica produced by seed or cutting, age of them in the when they are distributing this planting material, 4 to 5 months in the nursery, what should be the height, and what should be the what is the diameter at the color. So this color diameter. So these are the characteristics some they have to specify at the time of distribution of the planting material. So as I already told that we can provide all the technical guidance for these things to nurseries, and for any that these are the things which have to be need to be done. Agroforestry board has to be established in each state. CAFRI can be a member in that as a technical partner, identifying the focal points in each state with full contact details to be shared with us and the ministry, establishing high tech nurseries, HRD programs to be conducted for master trainers, demonstrators, and we can provide this capacity building at our institute, nursery auditors to be identified through these certificate programs, promoting nursery as a agri startup, and digital app for the quality planting material for each state has to be developed. So in the end, for any technical guidance, they can anytime contact our director for these issues.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Handa. These presentation, we will share it to the state government, right? Both the presentations of the director and also on that quality planting material. If the states have any, clarifications, any point in which we need further discussion, now we will open the time for the discussion. But I would like to request the states to make it brief, come to the point when you discuss. So we would like to invite the states, the participants for discussion. Any clarification that you need, let us discuss, please. Yeah.
Sir, this is Director Agriculture from Government of Tamil Nadu, sir. Sir, are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, please proceed.
Sir, myself Annadhuri, sir, Director of Agriculture, Tamil Nadu, sir. Sir, there is a agroforestry, there is a component for strengthening of small nurseries and big nurseries, high-tech nurseries. Is there any number of saplings per unit is prescribed, sir, or what is the procedure, sir? There is a for small nurseries, there is a 1 unit 10 lakh rupees is being prescribed, and big nurseries 16 lakh rupees prescribed. High-tech nurseries 50 lakhs is prescribed. Is there any number of tree saplings to be raised in the nurseries prescribed or not, sir?
That's okay. Yeah, that is a good question. Now, if you look at the provisions, you have provisions for establishing of new nurseries, big, small nurseries, and then high-tech nurseries, tissue culture lab, the revamping of the existing tissue culture lab, as well as setting up of a new tissue culture lab. You also have provisions of rupees 5 lakhs for raising nurseries in existing nurseries, raising seedlings in existing nurseries.
Yes.
Now, in the current year, if you can set up a new nurseries as well, and also at the same time raise the seedlings, so you can utilize the provisions for setting up the nurseries and the 5 lakh rupees for raising the seedlings. Now, we are not giving you that specific the labor cost or the material cost per seedlings. We are not giving you that. So that will be as per the state prevailing labor cost or whatever schedule of rates that you are having. So we are not giving you that physical target per se. Along with that, it will be as per the SOR of your respective states. You will be using that, yeah. But to our estimate in total, within this scheme tenure of 5 years, now 2 years is already gone. The idea was to raise about 20 crore seedlings. Now that 2 years already gone, we only have 3 years now. So accordingly, you can say that maybe 12 crore or something is what we targeted. But that is not the most important thing. What is important is that once we established nurseries, then it is going to produce seedlings. What we assume is it's going to produce seedlings, perpetually in the future also, even if we don't make provisions in the scheme again after 2026. But if nurseries are established, we assume that it should be used to produce seedlings.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I'm Chandraprabha from Karnataka, sir, Forest Department. Hello.
Yeah, please proceed. Please proceed.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the initiative of quality planting material, sir. My concern is in our forest department in Karnataka, we have a silviculturist units. They have identified the mother trees. It is actually on a phenological characters. They have identified the mother trees in each agroclimatic zones. From those trees, they are collecting the seeds by our research wing, that is called silviculturist wing. We have got 4 zones, 4 silviculturists are there. They are collecting and supplying to our departmental nurseries for social forestry as well as the territorial. Now the seed source, they only know whether it is acceptable for your accreditation to your CAFRI, whatever new guidelines you are given, sir. Second thing, the genotypes, we don't have a clonal orchard except the sandal. We have only CSE, some 2 plots we have. It has been done through IWST Sandal Center here. Only sandal is available, sir. Apart from that, many farmer related or farmer species, those who are interested, we doesn't have a much mother trees. We are collecting from the good phenological mother trees. Whether is it acceptable at this juncture, sir? Please clarify.
Yeah, that is a very good question. Now, we know that forest department, if they are the implementing nodal department, they have we have our own research wing that is having all these seedlings improvement program. So we definitely acknowledge the works that you have done, the germplasm that you have, and the seed orchards that you have developed. I think that should be definitely good enough. The only thing is you will have to coordinate with this thing, CAFRI, and just ensure that because we are here talking about having a common SOP standards for accreditation as well as certification. So we will just have to see that it meet their standards. I will just pass on to Dr. Handa to throw some light on that.
Thank you, sir. Even in case of those species which are not having your seed orchards or colonal orchards, I think it is good if you can go from the seed production areas also. But in future, from those seed production areas, in the meantime, they can go for those mother trees from which we are taking, if they can establish still also from the seed orchard from them, so that in future we can use them. And if we can try to have their source also from the, if possible from the records, it will be much better. Otherwise, every state has identified seed production areas that can also be useful for this, because many states are having identified seed production areas for specific tree species. So if each state government can, state forest department can identify those seed production areas and share the quality seed from those morphologically better plus trees, or this trees with the others also for the seed, providing the seed for quality, that will also be a good thing. But in the future, from those seed production areas, they can try to raise the seed orchards from that.
Thank you, sir. One more small question, sir. There are many mother trees identified at the private land. So that is a farmer's owned lands. Is there any provision we can make in this to give some subsidy, because it doesn't allow to collect seeds or fruits, whatever. We identify as a plus tree or maybe a mother tree. It is a phenologically very good trees are available in private lands. So if you have some subsidy or some returns per annum, something like that, that has to be arrived, sir. I think it will be a very good addition in this program.
I am not sure whether this kind of provision is in place under your state scheme till date. If it is there, I think definitely we can thought about it. We have certain flexibility also in our scheme. If the state is determined to do that, we can even do that, but only if the need is felt, because we have not had that kind of provision in the past. Just supplementing to what was discussed before, here in the implementations of, especially in the productions of quality planting material, we would like to the extent possible, decentralized these exercise. We have, very good germplasm as discussed by the director here in CAFRI itself. They have good seed source here available, but to the extent possible, it may not be possible or may be difficult to coordinate from here to supply all the source from this place. So the state forest department, they are having their own research wing, which is having that kind of a very concerted efforts on tree improvement program. So that has to be identified, these resource has to be tapped. So that has to be done in coordinations with whatever little procedure that we developed here. But they have to be utilized to the extent possible. That is what we would desire.
So thank you, sir. One more last question. Sir, if any seeds procured from different agroclimatic zone, maybe lat long, maybe different, we should have a provenance trial before putting into the farmer's field, sir. That aspect has to be taken care of, because provenance trial is 100%, it is required, sir. Because performance 100% it varies from different zone to different zone, sir. Because we are safeguarding the interest of the farmers here. totally it will add on to the industrialization afterwards. So it is a provenance trial before anything is 100% required. So that is my.
Yeah, your suggestion is noted. That will be definitely done in consultation with CAFRI. Yeah.
Sir, namaste. Myself, Vinay Kumar Aute from Maharashtra Agriculture Department, Joint Director. Sir,
Yes,
I am
please go
audible?
ahead. Yeah,
sir.
please.
Sir, I had only 2 queries about the RAD. One thing is that we have submitted the annual action plan of around about 36 CR to the central government. Now the norms have been changed. So do you have to resubmit again as per the revised norm, the annual action plan to the government? This is the first thing. The second thing is that you have said about the cluster of 20 hectares is to be mandatory for implementation of this RAD. So does it define the number of farm families? Because the average area in Maharashtra is around about 1.33 hectares per farm family. So around about 18 to 20 families may be there in a cluster. If we consider 20 hectare cluster, around our norms of assistance are based on the family basis. That is a per farm family. We should assist up to 30,000, such like that. So these are the 2 questions of mine.
Okay. The first thing is that 20 hectare, that is minimum. It can go as big as 100 hectare, 200 hectare. So there is no upper limit. Just to have that kind of a concerted efforts, we are keeping a minimum of 20 hectare. So there is no limit on the area, no limit on the number of the farmers. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. On your first question, like I said. Yeah, others, please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. See, regarding your state annual action plan as per the all guidelines, I will repeat it again for everybody. If you had submitted your annual action plan as per the all guidelines, it is all right. That is acceptable. You will have the choice as per the new guidelines or as per the all guidelines. So if you want to maintain the all guidelines, that is accepted. You don't have to revise it. You just get that approved in your SLSC as a combined RKVY. That is accepted. The only thing is that as per the RKVY common guidelines, you will have to stick to that 125% limit of the allocation of one component. Yeah, to that limit, it will be accepted. Does that clarify your doubt?
Respected sir, we are from Krishi Bhavan, Jharkhand. Sir, it is a very little question that in 1 hectare, if you are proposing the medicinal plant establishment nursery for 1 hectare, how much planting material should be maintained? Quantity. We are interested to know about the quantity. How much quantity in 1 hectare of medicinal plant?
Criteria for defining one particular nursery, say it is big or small, will be in the subsequent stages. It is not in the like what I say. We can define it out. Say that if there is a need of farmers are demanding more seedlings, a small unit can also augment its production. So we can have a bare minimum number, but not. We can say 1 hectare has to produce this much number. Fixing arbitrary numbers will be not in a good will.
Then there is not any, sir, such kind of guideline about the mentioning that how much plants should be maintained. And second thing, sir, can we take the planting material from ICR, Directorate of Medicine and Aromatic Plant, Gujarat Anand and CMAP Lucknow under this RKVY program for establishment of medicinal plant nursery?
Yeah, definitely you can take, because they are having the improved material for this medicinal, and from them only you can. Others are requested to kindly mute your mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can definitely take from them either CMAP Lucknow or from the this Anand Institute, because they are already having improved material for this medicinal.
Yeah, thank you, sir. But means till there is no any quantification about the number of planting material in 1 hectare, as I came to know such discussion.
It is not as per hectare, because if you go for the previous guidelines
Yes.
in that submission on agroforestry, the big, small and medium nurseries are number of plants produced by that
Produced.
nursery. For high tech, it is maybe 1 lakh plants per year or like that it was given. So not per hectare, but number of plants produced by that nursery and the
Okay.
facilities available in that nursery. On that, it has to be big, small or medium or high tech nursery.
Yes, it may be
And
divided.
in case you take the material from CMAP or this Anand Institute, you have to make the record that from which variety you have taken, and so proper record has to be maintained from them also when you produce the plants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anybody
afternoon.
from? Yeah, good afternoon. Please proceed.
This is Conservative Forest from Puducherry, sir. So we are proposing to initiate establish nurseries in Gram Panchayat, as mentioned under convergence with DRDA. The question is, the minimum area for a small nursery has been mentioned is 0.5 hectare. But the constraint is in reality, like for a UT like Puducherry, there is a land constraint and it is not possible to identify 0.5 hectare of land in each panchayat. So in that case, is there any way that we can have a relaxation on the land, or ideally like corresponding amounts can be taken for fund support?
Yeah, definitely. This is flexible. We will take this as final. We will minutize it also. As far as the area is concerned, it is flexible. Okay. It is flexible. It can be lesser than that. It can be bigger than that also. And we are not fixing the number of seedlings as per the area also. Yeah, that will be decided basically by your SOR of the respective states. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other states, please?
Hello.
Yeah, please proceed. Please proceed.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please proceed.
Sir, good evening, sir. This is from Andhra Pradesh, sir. I am Additional Director Horticulture from Andhra Pradesh, sir.
Okay.
Sir, a small doubt, sir. My Principal Secretary suggested to have the Horticulture Department as nodal officer, and I heard from the presentation that any Forest Department or Horticulture Department or Agriculture Department can be nodal department. But my small doubt is, sir, is there any listed species to be produced, or it will be decided as per the states?
Yeah, that's a good question. The policy direction is that every state will identify about 20 species, useful species for agroforestry, and promote them. But I feel that the states will identify their own species. We don't have any, any indications or anything at all from this side. That is left for the state to decide. What we in fact desire is that don't go for too many species at this stage, because we are not, we are here. Our objective is very clear. That is, we want to propagate those selected species which are economically important. So if you go for so many species, and then we are trying to, ensure on the quality also, it may even dilute your efforts to produce quality seedlings. So don't go for many species. Select, a few species, maybe 4 species, 5 species, and put all your efforts into that for having the quality seedlings. I think it should be easier to implement. Yeah.
Sir, one more doubt, sir. Anyhow, as CAFRI is supporting this program, is any economics of the species, which can be the best one? Can the CAFRI provide the list of most economic species?
Very good. Yeah, please.
As our director sir has already kindly unmute, please, others. As our director sir has already presented in his told in his presentation that in our website all these informations are available. Different technical bulletins are there. What are the important species for different regions? What are their economic values? If you go through that successful agroforestry models, information is there. You can get all this information in that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Hello. sir.
You know what?
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay,
Good afternoon,
Good evening,
sir.
sir.
please proceed.
Sir,
Please
I'm
proceed.
from Arunachal Pradesh, from the Department of Agriculture.
Please
Am I
proceed.
audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. Please proceed.
Sir, as per earlier guideline of agroforestry, there is one clause, that is number 10. Liberal transit rule will be a precondition for availing the benefits of the program. Sir, I would like to know whether this precondition is still exists or not, sir. Number one.
Others,
number
please
two, sir.
mute your mic. Yeah.
Number two, sir, under RKBY, we have been instructed to submit this annual action plan. Accordingly, we have
Ladakh Center, kindly mute yourself, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please proceed. Arunachal, please proceed.
Sir, as per instruction of the ministry, we have submitted 2,72 lakhs under agroforestry component of the RKBY, sir. But as per directives of the ministry, they instructed us to take up the program under normal RKBY allocation, sir. Sir, can we get this separate budget for this program, sir?
Okay, let me come to the first question. The first question, you know, it is very clear. I'm happy you raised this. This condition was for the previous agroforestry scheme. Having that liberalizations of the transit and the cutting rules, it is not applicable for this present agroforestry scheme. That has to be clear to all the states. That has to be clear. I mean, clearly understood by all the states. We are not in this restructured new agroforestry scheme, which we are talking about right now. There is no such preconditions. Every state, they can simply send a proposal and then implement it. There is no preconditions. That preconditions was for the previous scheme, which has become redundant now. You will have to refer to the new guidelines. You are still referring to the old guidelines by the name of Submission on Agroforestry, SMAF. Please refer to the new guidelines. It is there. We have sent it to mail. It is in the ministry's website also. All right, Arunachal, you will have to refer to the new guidelines. Now, with regards to the allocation, like we discussed in our annual action plan, you can, you can revise your annual action plan before you take to the SLSC and include this agroforestry as an additionality. Okay, sir. We did not allocate to you because of certain reason. But now that we have decided that you can take it, so as an additionality, you include it and get it passed in your SLC. Is that all right?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Next state, please. Anybody from Assam? Assam? Come online.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
मिनिस्ट्री में है वो
Please proceed.
एसएलसी में तो ये हो गया.
Sir, Assam is online.
Yeah, you have any thing to discuss Assam?
ये हम लोग
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you repeat, sir?
Is there anything to be discussed from your side, Assam? Or everything is understood, everything is clear?
Yes, sir. Actually, in Assam, our implementing agency will be RKB. It will be from RKBY cell.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so they actually it was a little bit confusion whether RAD will implement the agroforestry part or RKBY. So already we have submitted the annual action plan to Government of India, and since we are having issues with the nodal officer, so maybe the nodal officer will be selected in the coming days.
Okay, please select it and then intimate to us also. Who will implement what component that is totally left on the state to decide? Okay, the state will decide it based on
Yes,
your convenience. Anybody from the state of UP, Uttar Pradesh?
नमस्कार सर.
हाँ नमस्कार, बोलिए.
सर मैं टीएम त्रिपाठी बोल रहा हूँ, ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर राष्ट्रीय जलागम हूँ सर. आरएडी देख रहा हूँ.
ओके.
तो सर मुझे आरएडी में एक, क्योंकि हमने जो डिपार्टमेंटल मीटिंग किया यहाँ पर किसानों के साथ इंटरेक्शन हुआ है, एक इशू है सर कि आरएडी का 1 लाख रुपए पर फैमिली था हमारा कास्ट नाम पहले, वो भी कम पड़ता था सर, क्योंकि जो कास्टिंग है गाय की, भैंस की, डेयरी वेस्ट या लाइव स्टॉक में कम पड़ता था सर. इसको 1/3 रिड्यूस कर दिया गया सर, केवल 30,000 हो गया है. इसमें सर बड़ा दिक्कत होगी, तो क्या कुछ कंसेशन होगा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लेवल पे कि 30,000 में करना पड़ेगा सर?
अभी जो है ये तो हमको पता था, ये आप पूछने वाला है. इनफैक्ट ये जो है मतलब कि लेट आए हैं ये जो प्रश्न है. सो लाइक आई सेड कि आप जो है रेट के बारे में आप पुराना गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से आप कर सकते हैं. 1 लाख रुपया के हिसाब से आप कर सकते हैं. हाँ इस साल क्योंकि आपका ऑलरेडी एनुअल एक्शन प्लान पुराना मतलब कि 1 लाख पर लाभार्थी पर बेनिफिशियरीज के हिसाब से ये बना था, तो आप 1 लाख मेंटेन कर लेना. ठीक है, ये मुझे लगता है कि 99% स्टेट तो यही करेंगे. अभी 30,000 में रिड्यूस हुआ है, जैसा मैंने बताया था मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन में. हम जो है क्या है, ये कन्वर्जेंस को हम प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं ये स्कीम की तहत. ठीक है ना. कन्वर्जेंस अगर मान लो नरेगा, वाटरशेड, इस टाइप की जो अन्य डिपार्टमेंट की ओर से जो होती हैं, इससे अगर कन्वर्ज हो सकते हैं सबसे बड़ी बात. लेकिन कन्वर्जेंस आप कम से कम कर सकते हैं कि जो हमारा डिपार्टमेंट की ओर से जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस होती हैं, नेशनल मिशन ऑन, जैसे कि ये फूड सिक्योरिटी है, ये हॉर्टिकल्चर मिशन है ना, एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री के साथ इसको आप ये कर सकते हैं. बहुत सारा स्कीम्स होती हैं जो क्या है कि हमारा मतलब कि घर का ही है, उसके साथ आप कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. मुझे लगता है उसमें ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होगा. ठीक है. सो द आइडिया इज
सर इसमें एक सबमिशन था मेरा सर, यदि हो सके.
बोलो.
एक कन्वर्जेंस वाला जो एक्चुअली जो फाइनेंशियल पार्ट कन्वर्जेंस होता है सर, स्टेट में आके बहुत दिक्कत होती है सर. इसको गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लेवल कन्वर्ट कर दें सर आप. जो फाइनेंशियल एलोकेशन होना हो आरएडी के लिए सर, वो डायरेक्ट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से होना चाहिए. यहाँ स्टेट में हो नहीं पाता सर, यहाँ कोई अपना फंड देता नहीं सर.
ये जो है ना, ये जो है हम भी समझते हैं. अगर इसके बारे में हमको डिस्कस करना है तो और आधा घंटा लगेगा, क्योंकि ये जो है बहुत डिस्कशन हुआ है यहाँ जब EFC नोट बना था ये फिनांस मिनिस्ट्री के साथ. लेकिन फिनांस मिनिस्ट्री ने बताया था कि जो भी आइटम्स जो डुप्लीकेशन होती हैं अलग अलग स्कीम के, वो सारा जो है निकालने के लिए, इसलिए दिस इज द कंडीशन, द प्रीरिक्विजिट ऑफ द फिनेंस डिपार्टमेंट रिक्वायरमेंट, इसलिए हम ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं। आरओडी में क्या है कि हर जो आइटम्स हैं थोड़ा बहुत क्या है कि इसमें होता है, चाहे हॉर्टिकल्चर हो, चाहे वो सॉइल के बारे में, एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री के बारे में, क्रॉप के बारे में, वो बहुत सारा ये डुप्लीकेशंस होते हैं, वो सारा जो है निकालना पड़ा। ठीक है, बट दैट इज लॉजिकल ऑल्सो। अभी क्या है कि ये बन गया है, सो वी विल हैव टू अबाइड बाय दैट। हम चाहते हैं कि कन्वर्जन जो है हमारा विद इन द डिपार्टमेंट ही हो। अगर वहां भी दिक्कत होता है तो आई थिंक कि यू विल हैव टू फाइंड सम वे आउट एट द डिपार्टमेंट लेवल। ठीक है, उसको कन्वर्जेंस को क्या है कि ये अचीव करने के लिए। नेक्स्ट प्लीज, नेक्स्ट स्टेट।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
Sir, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please proceed.
Dr. Balasubramanian, Forest College and Research Institute, Metropolitan Tamil Nadu, sir. I am Dean Forestry.
Yeah, please proceed. Please
Hello.
proceed.
Sir,
Yeah.
my question is, many of the tree species are region specific, and CAFRI Jhansi is identified as a nodal center for certification. My submission to the authorities is identify the colleges in each, forestry colleges in each state to act as a co-certification center, so that CAFRI Jhansi will be a main center and they cannot visit all the places for certification. So every state is having forestry colleges, they have a scientist, so they can act as a co-nodal certification center for the state. So that will enable for quick certification and enable for the central unit also.
Dr. Balasubramanian.
Sure.
Actually, the mechanism is already put in place. All the AICRP centers will act for local levels. CAFRI will not go everywhere. That point is well known. So our centers only will act as the state coordination units for the particular state. So FCRI will be a natural partner because you are already a part of AICRP agroforestry for the state of Tamil Nadu. So similarly for each state, our AICRP centers will work.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we have 37 AICRP centers for dedicated for agroforestry. I think that should be able to take care of the regional aspect. And you know, CAFRI definitely will provide that kind of guidance. You know, we will provide a menu. Yeah, we will provide a menu region-wise, and the state will choose from that basically. What is, you know, what will suit your requirement, what is being, you know, high in demand in your particular state, that will be decided by the states. Yeah. Next, please. Next state.
Sir, I am W.S. Maran, Chief Consultant of Forest from Meghalaya. So far now, we have ICAR here in Shillong, Barapani. Can Forest Department tie up whether any sort of wing dealing with agroforestry here in ICAR, Barapani, sir? Just one question. I'm audible?
आप बताओ.
I'm audible, sir?
Already
Hello?
told by our director, sir, that Parapani Institute is also one of our coordinating center of ACRIP on agroforestry. So definitely they will be the coordinating with you for the state of Meghalaya.
Okay.
So I just discussed with the director. We will even circulate the list of, you know, the centers, AICRP centers, the SAUs, the ICFRE regional centers, who will be working in coordination with us for this technical support. Right.
Okay. Okay, sir. Now, actually, of course, we will cooperate with them. But the thing so far, my concern is, my concern is regarding that we will raise the necessary, of course, no doubt, we will be able to raise it. even the quality planting material also through conventional method also will be able to do it. But problem like this now, once we supply to the farmer, they need actually maintenance. Of course, I saw in your slide that in convergent mode with Nerega. I think if suppose now we'll go in, if not in last year also, farmer will expect for some sort of maintenance for this agroforestry species, as we normally use in our state scheme or central scheme, whatever it may be. We need we require first year maintenance, second year maintenance, third year maintenance. Up to third year, we used to maintain it, especially for here in Northeast, especially Meghalaya, which is fire-prone areas. So in that case, some sort of direction may be given, or maybe given to some through community rural development, that part of NERCA fund or something like that we can put for this agroforestry earmarks, wherever we planted some sort of agroforestry species in the farmers' land.
Yeah, that's very logical, because the previous scheme also has that plantation and maintenance provision. But in this particular restructured scheme, we decide to do away with that. If it can be converged with Manrega, it's well and fine. Please try to do the convergence, because they have ample of provision from Manrega's side, and also try to employ or explore the possibility of involving this grassroots level institution like the self-help groups of SRLM. You can club with those agri startups, etc. Like I discussed briefly on Sankalp Taru. They can be really helpful. These has been wisely designed not to include this plantation, because if we would like to spend more resource on the quality side, quality planting material, we will give the quality planting material to farmers free of cost. And here the incentives will be the quality. We will not give monetary incentives, but the incentives will be key. We will give them an assured quality seedlings that will drive the farmer to plant it and to motivate him to go for maintenance.
Yeah, of course, sir. Can I supplement, sir? As far as experience in the field, see, now suppose we'll give, of course, free supplying to the farmer, but the thing is that sometimes the farmer, if in case we don't have a proper monitoring, even the pit size, they will just put a very deep, shallow type of pit, and then we'll just put the ceiling over there, cover with soil and all this thing, the seedling will not thrive. So in that case, we need a proper pit size of the for planting of the seedling also. Otherwise, it won't grow, especially in hill area, very compact.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, we have listened to you. We understand your your sentiments. That is true. But then, as of now, it has been decided, and I would urge upon the states ki when you distribute the seedlings to the farmers, select those farmers who are truly, genuinely interested.
Yeah,
Genuinely interested, then they will definitely plant it, take care of it also. Farmers who have those kind of facilities in their farm, which has maybe watering facilities, protection facilities, that is already there inbuilt. You select those farmers so that we get result in this.
Yeah, okay.
Next, please. Anybody from Punjab, Haryana,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rajasthan? Yeah.
Yes, sir. From Karnataka again, sir. Is there any restriction for the institution, sir? Can we encourage through institutions also here? Just like schools, private schools, and private organizations, small industries. Can we have that planting material to them also, sir? Is it possible? Or to only farm? Kindly clarify, sir.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But the focus is on the farmlands for the farmers. But if NGO, schools, etc., they would like to do that, it's welcomed. It's welcomed. Use your discretion. Most important here is that the plants have to be planted and they have to be maintained and they have to survive.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other state, please?
Hello.
Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, I am Dr. D.K. Saxena speaking from Government of Jharkhand. I'm sorry I could join late, so I could not get all the information that was provided to the participants. I just wanted to know that the agroforestry that we are going to do we have some good business models available to us so that we can go to the farmers and the farmlands and can show the villagers and the farmers that you will be getting this much revenue or this much profit or this much benefits from the scheme. So do we have some business models available for the agroforestry?
There are ample of such models available here in CAFRI, and that is exactly the reason why we are involving CAFRI. You can just go to their website. They have a separate portal for that, or you can ask the officials. They will even provide you the publications and whatever material they have. They will share it. The director said that they will share it. They will share it with the states.
Okay.
Yeah. Once the nodal department nodal officers they have been finalized, we will share those documents.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Any officers from Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra? Maharashtra ho gaya, okay. Himachal, yeah. From the western states?
Yes, sir. From Maharashtra, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, please proceed.
Last year, our agriculture department asked for nursery. They said that we will provide you funds for March, in the month of March. But what happened? There is no manpower to this center. For 1 hectare, I think they said they will provide some funds. Hello.
Hello, Dr. These ACRIP centers issues will take later. You have applied to the state forest department under some scheme. You have
No. State government has approached to our institution that we will give you fund. You start nursery.
No, now that was another. This is now new scheme has come. So now the state government will get the fund under this, and they will.
Okay, sir.
Leh Ladakh center was there earlier. So anyone from Ladakh? Government officials from Himachal, Ladakh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. Anyone present?
सर लद्दाख SNO लद्दाख सर.
Yeah.
सर क्या ये हम कम्युनिटी लैंड में भी हमारे यहाँ पर्सनल लैंड बहुत कम है, कम्युनिटी लैंड है और पास्चर्स हैं, उन जगहों में हम कर सकते हैं?
Definitely, it is for anywhere you can going for the plantation. You can go for this scheme.
मगर वो बंदबख्शी नहीं होता सर, सरकारी स्टेट लैंड्स होते हैं ज्यादातर, मतलब घास चराई जैसा.
Sir, I have a question from West Bengal, sir.
Please proceed, please.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. One is whether this will be implemented as a component of RAT or as a separate scheme? And second is land holding size in West Bengal, sir. You know that it's very small, sir. Whether it will be viable for West Bengal, sir, such agroforestry scheme, sir. So this is my question, sir.
Okay, this is going to be implemented as a component of RKVY.
RKVY.
Yeah, both agroforestry as well as RAD, they have become a component of RKVY. So they are being, included in the annual action plan, the combined annual action plan of RKVY.
And as far as for the small holding is concerned, we are having models our institute has developed, which are suitable even for the small holders also. If you go to our website of the institute, we are having one bulletin, Har Made Per Paid. Even for the boundary plantations for each site, state, we have given the species which can be grown on the boundary plantation by the small holders also for there. So for small holder, it is much more useful. They can have their local requirements from their own field through this.
Sir.
Yeah, it's really nice to know so many technical, discussions are also coming up. Yeah, the remaining states, please come out for the discussion.
Yeah, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I am Suresh Sharma, Deputy Director Agriculture from Himachal. Yeah, sir. In Himachal, sir, we have a very limited land holding and the scattered land holding. So at the same time, we have a lot of the unorganized plantation in that cultivable area in the state of Himachal Pradesh. So how this agroforestry model would be suitable, or how to reorient this agroforestry model, particularly for the state of Himachal Pradesh. We have the different situation in 4 agroclimatic zones in the state.
In Himachal, we are already having 2 ACRIP centers, one at Solan and Palampur, and they have developed region-specific models for the Himachal Pradesh. And there is a lot of area under the cold deserts also. For that also, Lahore Spiti and Kinnaur specific models are there. So even for the small holdings, we are having silvipasture models, horticulture-based models are there. If you go to the website, and we will give you the list of our coordinating centers, once the nodal agencies are identified by the ministry for each state and shared with us, we will give you the detail of the models for the Himachal Pradesh. Already 2 centers are working there, and they will give you all the details.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Although we had the discussion with the University of Horticulture and Forestry Solan on this issue, they have submitted one proposal on the agroforestry. But at the same time, we were going to integrate some of the agriculture crops in the agroforestry model. But as per the observation from the government of India, like this turmeric, gingers would not be the part of this system. So I was little bit not sure that we can have this turmeric and ginger along with the fruit crops and other agroforestry models in Himachal Pradesh. So that's why we have restricted this plan to a very small amount this time. So we are sure that in future we may scale up this plan if there would be some suitable models for the state.
Let's go to the next state.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Please proceed.
Yeah, I'm from Sikkim. From Sikkim State Agriculture Department. As already Himachal Pradesh, he was mentioning regarding a suitable horticultural crop can be included in agroforestry or not. So whether that in case of Sikkim also, we have got very little space where most of the farmers, they grow their crop, agricultural crop. So if we can include some of the perennial horticultural trees, is it possible in agroforestry? Hello. Hello.
Actually, there was some disturbance in the audio, but what we hear is that you want some specific models for the Sikkim. As we told that
Yes.
already, even for the small holding, we are telling that for all the small holders also, we are having models for the all agroclimatic regions. if you go to our institute website, you will find number of technical
Yeah.
bulletins, and once the nodal agency is identified, we will give all the technical details, what systems can be taken up for that state for the smallholders also.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, Rajasthan state say.
Okay, please proceed.
Sir, I am Dr. B.P. Mishra, Joint Director Horticulture Nursery. Sir.
Okay, please proceed.
सर इस एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री में क्या हम हॉर्टिकल्चर की जो ऑर्चर्ड्स वाली क्रॉप्स है वो भी फार्मर्स को दे सकते हैं?
Definitely, agroforestry, there are agri-horti systems also where horticulture crops can be combined. Like for Rajasthan, there is bear-based, amla-based, olive-based systems are there. So definitely horticulture crops can also be used.
सर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि हमारे प्रीवियस ईयर के सर जो पेंडिंग लायबिलिटीज है कुछ जो मेंटेनेंस के पर्पस की थी वो हमारा करीब 223.44 लाख का पेंडिंग लायबिलिटी है सर जो मेंटेनेंस ऑफ प्लांट्स के लिए थी सर 2017-18 से 2018-19 19-20
आप जो है इसको अपना एनुअल एक्शन प्लान में रिफ्लेक्ट किया?
नहीं, उसमें तो हमने जो नई गाइडलाइन है उसके हिसाब से बनाया।
नहीं, आप उसको रिफ्लेक्ट कर देना, जो भी कमिटेड लायबिलिटीज हैं पुराना वो अपना एनुअल एक्शन प्लान में रिफ्लेक्ट कर देना और एसएलएससी का अप्रूवल जो है उसमें शामिल कर देना, ठीक है? वी विल ट्राई टू कंसीडर देम। नाउ लास्ट क्वेश्चन, वी विल टेक लास्ट क्वेश्चन नाउ। Any states would like to ask the last question? Okay, if not, let us.
Good evening, sir. It's from Kerala, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, whether in the MIS portal can we get a provision to upload GPS-based photographs of farmers or something like that, so that we can monitor them later and actually show to others as a good models?
That is exactly the reason why. Yeah, that is exactly the reason why we would like to have that MIS system. Okay, to upload the informations, whatever informations, and most importantly on the GPF reference, GPS references on the beneficiary details, etc. You can definitely do that. Yeah. Anything else?
I think the MIS portal doesn't have provisions for uploading so much of that. I think
then you will have to revise. You will have to revamp your portal. Please.
Actually, the state doesn't have its own MIS portal, so I think we will have to rely on the central portal. That's why.
Okay, you are feeding directly in the central portal. That is going to be done. That is going to be done. Our central portal is going to be revamped. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, with the start of the implementation, we will be having a revamp portal which will have all these functions.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. Thank you to all the state officials for your active participation. It's really nice to have that kind of very detailed and technical discussions also. That is exactly the reason why we decided to have it here with the CAFRI team. Thanks to CAFRI director and his team also for hosting us, hosting this very fruitful meeting. So we are going to soon start the implementation. Let's all join hands. Whatever difficulty, hiccups here and there, we will try to sort it out through constant communications and consultation, and we are hopeful we will definitely bring a good result in the scheme. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you.
Just for all the states and for our respected joint secretary and director, sir has already told, kindly identify the nodal person and agency, share with the ministry and our director details. and just geotagging of all the mother trees, whether you are using the seed production area, whether from the seed orchards or clonal, as CAFRI has to act as a repository for this. So geotagging of your mother trees from wherever you are taking the seed is a must. So kindly share those, ready for all those things. Then only success of this system will be there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the meeting has been concluded now. Thanks to all the participants. Now you can exit. You can exit